Hi everybody, this is Kathy, and we're going to go over a section of this video here. Secret audio exposes shocking lies. Now this is a woman, I don't know who she is, but she's kind of badgering the Whitakers about having BJ around and doing videos. Now, I'm mostly interested in the part where Larry, who does not know he's being recorded, it sounds like a phone call, but Larry is trying to tell her that we were forced against our will to go to court. And I think this is being lost in the whole sea of things. But let's listen, because this lady is saying some things I don't agree with. Go ahead.
But you just now, you guys made a video last night, and it shows BJ, and after you were told you need to get rid of BJ, I know she's your daughter. I know you love her. I don't have anything against BJ. I don't know BJ. But what I know is... I'm going to talk to Cleveland. Let her out. They don't even know her.
Yep, and I agree. He says, what's the problem? People trying to run her out, and they don't even know her. What's the problem with BJ being there? Well, Eric made the problem. Eric made BJ being there a problem for his own gain, in my opinion, and what evidence I've seen. But he's trying to say, and I agree. They were a family sitting there, living their life, minding their own business, and BJ was living in a camper there for years. And nothing's ever a problem for the last 20 years. Mark Laeta from South White Underbelly, in that last video he did last year, he said he's been coming out there for 20 years. And BJ living there was never a problem. And if people want to talk about BJ and stealing the GoFundMe money, I just got to set you straight. BJ didn't steal anything or she'd be in jail. They had a GoFundMe for the Whitakers, as we all know. Mark Laeta had it. And when the family asked for money, he said, I gave it to them because it was their money. And when they asked for it, I gave it to them. So when BJ asked for money and Mark gave it to her, that's not stealing. It may not be using the funds in the best way, but that's their business. But she never stole. She didn't hack into the account. Nothing like that. She asked for the money and Mark handed it to her. That's not a crime. So people got to stop saying she stole the money. So other than that, what is the problem with her being on the property? Yeah, she got arrested for the copper. Well, how many families in the world have somebody, a family member, that got arrested for something? Should we let Eric come over and get restraining orders against them and get them out of your house? I mean, just ridiculous. But yeah, so what is the problem? Well, the problem is Eric made BJ some, somebody who's going around smacking everybody every day and pound them into the ground and all this abusive. And yeah, Larry and Betty went along with it. Larry, because he was blackmailed into testifying falsely, and Betty was coerced into testifying falsely. And I'm going to say something about that too. That's right. Actually, we're just going to keep listening and I'll talk about that in a bit. That's right.
I don't know her.
They don't know.
Larry, I get it, but here's the thing. Listen to me. Betty went with Eric, I guess it was, and took out the protection order. Yes. So Betty
Commercials are ridiculous.
The protection order. Yes. So Betty swore to the magistrate that BJ had hit the family.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stop right there. I don't know if this lady was at the court hearing or not, but according to Eric Eric was the only one who filled out the papers for the restraining order. In his own handwriting, he said, it was my hand. He was actually complaining that he had to do all the work. He was the only one who filled out the papers. And then when they went to court, he said that Betty was intimidated by all the family members there, so she didn't speak. Larry didn't speak. Remember, they complained about that. And then they complained that Eric was the only one who spoke in court about the abuse. So, according to Eric, in court, Betty and Larry didn't say anything, and Betty and Larry didn't file any papers. They didn't do any handwriting. So all the testimony, written and verbal, came from Eric Carroll. So don't say that they swore to the magistrate. They might have signed something, who knows? But Eric did all the talking and Eric did all the writing. So I don't think they've even testified, to be honest.
That he swore to the magistrate that
Eric did.
That BJ had hit the family.
Nobody don't understand. Yeah. Eric wrote that down. One sort of do that shit. Could say, well, if you don't sign it, you won't get the house deal.
Right there. He just said, Eric said, we did it because Eric said if we don't do it, we won't get the house built. That's coercion. He said the only reason we said it and went along with it is because it's hard to understand him. It's almost better to not read the screen in some of these instances because the screen will say some weird stuff. But if you just listen to what he's saying, she's saying, well, you're the one that went on. And he said, because we had to. He said, we're not going to get the house built if we don't. And plus, Larry's being blackmailed with the gas can thing.
Jay had hit the family.
Nobody don't understand. Yeah.
I understand, Larry.
Eric wrote that down. One sort of do that shit.
He said she don't do that shit. What you guys don't understand is she don't do that shit. We're told to say that or we don't get the house built.
Say, well, if you don't sign it, you won't get the house deal.
There, if you don't sign it. So Eric filled out the forms and they signed it right there. Like I just said a minute ago, they probably had to sign something. But Eric did all the writing. Eric did all the talking. And if you don't sign it, you're not getting the house built. It's coercion.
Sign it, you won't get the house deal.
Well, if he did that, he's a dirtbag. I don't know anything about him. I don't have anything to do with him.
She didn't want to do.
See? He brought her to do something she didn't want to do. I've been saying this the whole time. It was right in front of everybody. I mean, I can't believe more people aren't screaming from the rooftops about this. It's like we watched somebody run naked to the Super Bowl and nobody noticed. Everybody's watching. How did not more people just get in an outrage about this? Now, I know a lot of people on this channel here, on my channel, I know that a lot of you guys seen this. But just think about this, you guys. Look at all the people, you know and I know. Look at all the people in the comment section who bought this and didn't even notice that they were being threatened and blackmailed and coerced into going to court against their will and falsely testifying to get a house and to not be exposed for stealing gas and go to jail. I mean, I can't believe more people just aren't speaking up. And here it is out of Larry's own mouth. This is what I've been saying for a long time. This is savvy, gutsy. Let's see, when did he put this up? October 10th. Oh, yesterday. He just put it out yesterday. Okay. Anyway, secret recording.
She didn't want to do.
Yep, that's
Didn't
right.
want to go with Eric.
No.
Okay. But here's the problem.
I understand it, Larry. Some of us do understand it. See how frustrated he is? I would be too. Especially when somebody did this to me and 150,000 people watched every time he did this to me. And not one person is like speaking up. Well, I am, but I don't know if they know I'm speaking up. But to them, it looks like nobody can see this. But a bunch of us do see it, Larry. A bunch of us do see it. And yeah, anyway. It'll iron itself out. Believe me.
Okay.
No, he did not want to go with Eric.
She didn't want to go.
Didn't want to go with Eric.
No.
Okay. But here's the problem.
Nobody don't understand that.
No, listen, here's the problem. But I get it. I understand. She did not want to go. She was influenced and manipulated to go. Okay.
He said yes. He forced her to testify or whatever. He forced her. He just said, yeah. Like, you're finally getting it, lady. Yeah, they were forced. I don't even know why he has to even explain this. Didn't we all just watch this roll out over the last several weeks? I mean, I don't know.
Manipulated to go. Okay.
Why, if you don't do that, you won't get the house bill.
Again. Again. He's saying it. This is what I've been trying to show. And you guys are seeing it. I mean, most of you understand. Here's the problem. Yeah.
I understand. She did not want to go. She was influenced and manipulated to go. Okay.
He coerced her.
If you don't do that, you won't get the house bill.
I got that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Why you don't want
He forced her, and Larry said he coerced her. That's exactly what he did. All right, here. Coerced. Being coerced into giving false testimony is a serious legal matter with significant ramifications for you and the person or entity that coerced you. If you're in this situation, you have legal options, but it's critical to seek advice from an experienced criminal defense attorney as soon as possible. Not some lady on the phone trying to give you advice. They need to go to an attorney. Now, she said they went to an attorney. I don't even know. But did they tell the attorney this? Did you tell the attorney that I was coerced? Because all they did, what, according to Eric and them, the only thing they did was sign it, and it was under duress and it was under blackmail. So I think they need to get a lawyer and just tell them that, hey, we were threatened and coerced, and you know, for a shortcut, they could use these videos that I'm showing that they were. In case anybody doesn't know what coercion is an act of forcing or pressuring someone to do something against their will. That's exactly what happened. Doing something against their will, often through threats, intimidation, or abuse of power. It differs from persuasion, which appeals to the reason and interest. Coercion can manifest by physical force, economic sanctions, psychological pressure, or abuse of the legal system. Right there. This is how it ends up. Psychological pressure, abuse of the legal system, and it is a tactic being used by individual organizations and states to control behavior and achieve specific outcomes. Exactly. How coercion works. Coercion involves compelling someone to act or desist from a particular action through threats, manipulation, using emotional pressure or schemes to create a false belief that failure to comply will result in harm. Abuse of power, economic, social, as you can see, examples. This is definitely the definition of coercion for Betty. Now, as far as Larry, I think he was coerced and blackmailed. And now, somebody was saying that blackmail is a racist term. I mean, get over it. What are they talking about, a racist term? This is a legal term. There's people in prison right now for blackmail, okay? And nothing to do with racism. In fact, there's also white mail too, which will be scream from the rooftops about that. I mean, get over it. Blackmail's racist. Good grief. People, In fact, why don't you go up to the prisons up there and demand that they be released, because there's no such crime as blackmail. It's just a racial slur. Yeah, see how that works out. Blackmail is a crime of coercion, where someone obtains money or other benefits, which would be Eric getting all his millions through whatever he wants, all that money, okay? Criminal act of coercion where someone obtains money or other benefits by threatening to reveal damaging secrets. Like show a video to the police and the whole world about Larry stealing the gas. So the person is going to receive some type of benefit, which absolutely it was a financial benefit if Larry didn't do what he wanted. And if you don't do what I want, I'm going to reveal these damaging secrets, this videotape of you stealing gas. And it will be a serious matter, because in that soft white underbelly video where I showed you Larry and BJ talking about the first time Larry, and the first and last time Larry ever got arrested was June of 2024 when they ran out of gas and took that gas. He got arrested at 7 in the morning. He got out by 5 p.m. And he said, I never want to go back. I don't ever want to go back. And Mark said, why? He said, because there's some bad people in there. You don't even know what they're in there for. And it's a horrible place to be. So Larry is afraid of going back. So he tells you in that video, right after the gas story, he tells you, that was the first time I ever been in jail, and I don't ever want to go back. It was horrible. Anyway, so he's being threatened with this, blackmailed with this video hanging over his head. And then he went to court, did what they said, and then they rolled out that video. Patrick published it the following Monday or Sunday or whatever, the Labor Day weekend. Even after Larry did this and caved into their demands, they still did, because, well, Larry didn't, say enough. So, yeah, blackmail, act of coercion where someone obtains money or other benefits by threatening to reveal damaging secrets, expose a person to ridicule, accuse them of a crime, or cause other harm to their reputation or property if the demands are not met. Textbook. Serious crime that carries significant legal penalties, and the specific definition and penalties varying depending on the jurisdiction. Yep. Demand. The blackmailer demands for money, property, or specific action, which would be going to court and testifying against BJ, or inaction from the victim, or to do something or not do something. All right. The threat to enforce the demand, the blackmailer threatens to expose sensitive information such as, I don't know, maybe somebody stealing gas, that will end them in public ridicule, humiliation, and jail. Blackmailer threatens to expose sensitive information or take harmful action against a victim. All right, accusation of a crime, exposure of a secret or embarrassing fact, damage to reputation or standing, injury to property. And being coerced into testimony, just like being blackmailed into testimony, is a serious legal matter with significant ramifications for you and the person or the entity that coerced you. Now, I think the legal would be pretty much on the Whitaker side, because they actually never said anything or wrote anything. They did sign their name, and it was under duress. I think the court would understand that. If you're in this situation, you have legal options, but it's critical to seek advice from experienced defense attorney as soon as possible. And they just need to show that they were forced into doing this. Eric broke some serious laws, I believe, to do that. But yeah, they need a lawyer. But this lady, like, she doesn't get, I don't think she gets that, how serious that is. And she's just saying, yeah, whatever. Yeah, they were manipulated to go.
No, listen, here's the problem. But I get it. I understand. She did not want to go. She was influenced and manipulated to go. Okay.
Why, if you don't do that,
Yeah, and he's saying, you guys don't understand what we're all going through and what Betty went through. Do you know that Betty raised Timmy from birth? She raised Timmy from birth. She took care of everybody. She took care of Lorraine and Ray and all the other brothers and sisters before that died and the family members. She's done it all. And like I said, there's not a single video, Google image, anything where there is not a crap load of laundry hanging in the yard on clotheslines. This lady must do laundry every single day. And to be just dragged through the mud like this over what? Something, like I said, and then just to see how so many people falling for it. Like just sheep, you know what I mean? Following the one in front of them and all listening to Eric. It's just ridiculous.
Say that again?
They don't want to understand that.
I understand.
Want to do everything.
Okay, but
He forced her to do everything. We do understand. Some of us do understand, Larry. I don't know if this lady understands. I don't know who she is. I really don't. But I understand. And a lot of us do understand, Larry. He's so frustrated. I feel his pain. I really do. If you can't hear the frustration and just imagine what it would be like to be him and Betty in this position. You know, here's the thing. These people, you know, I don't even think they saw themselves as poor or poverty. I think they saw themselves as a very rich family of love. And if you ever saw, like I said, Mark from Software and Unbelly's been going there 20 years. 20 years. And Mark never saw anything alarming enough to go call the authorities in. They had the government remove people and falsely testify to make sure it happens and all this other stuff. I mean, good grief. But for some reason, Eric is there all summer, and not until the last week he's there when he's not getting his way and he has some kind of secret falling out with BJ and some other, who knows what they were doing all summer. But as soon as he has a falling out with her, everything's got it. She's got to go, eviction notice. You know, she's got to go to treatment. She's got to be evicted. She's got to get a restraining order. Even put a bullseye on her back so somebody would, you know, get rid of her. Falsely accusing her from being a snitch and all that stuff. When I showed you, she paid just as high as bail as they told her. And she got a bail bondsman. So for the reason you get a bail bondsman is because you only have to pay 10%. And she did. It was first bail bondsman, the one they all use in Beckley. And so she probably paid $500 to get out, but nonetheless, she paid the whole thing. Everybody else was, you know, either still in there or they're trying to get their bail reduced. So hers wasn't. So all this, calling her a snitch another way to get rid of her, right? But nonetheless, Larry thinks nobody understands this, but some of us do.
Okay, but listen.
Yeah, force her to do everything.
We can't fix that right now.
Well, actually, you could.
We can't fix it. It's already done. Sadly, it's already
That's
done.
where I disagree. You could get a lawyer, and off the top of my head, I'd say probably $2,500 or something like that. I don't even know. All the lawyer would have to do is review the case, review the evidence, bring it to trial, or bring it to the judge, and just tell them that this was all just made up for Eric Carroll's, as you can see, that the evidence was, you know, false and all this other stuff possibly. So anyway, I think a lawyer could iron it out in a week, you know, and it's not really that much. You can get an entire 2-year lawsuit for $5,000. So I don't think having them working on this I don't think the lawyer would even break a sweat, to be honest. I don't think it would be that much. So I think, no, it's not, and it's almost, she's almost sounding like Eric, like she's on Eric's side by saying, no, nothing you can do. BJ has to stay out of here and you don't get your family back. It's like, wait a minute, what?
We can't fix that right now. We can't fix it. It's already done. Sadly, it's already done. So we can't fix that part right now. When it comes to court, then you may be able to say we were manipulated
Listen, a police officer's not going to help you with that. An attorney will help you with that. Having them go to the police is just strange. I don't know. Why would you even do that? Police officer's not going to help. And you don't have to wait till you go to court. Wait to what court? I'm not sure what court she's talking about. Because you have to bring the motion. I mean, eventually there might be some court or something, but who knows when that's going to be? I would get an attorney and chop. You know what I mean? Get my family back.
But right now, I have people willing to help you guys. But I've got your whole family ready to sign the deed so that you can get a house onto your mom and daddy's old
Now,
house.
hey, this part is a little interesting. What deed? What do you mean sign a deed? A deed? This doesn't make any sense to me because they don't own the property where their house is at. They do own the property across the road, and that's cut and dry, and the courthouse will tell you that. So I'm not sure about the deed. And then she goes into how, you know, the deed says it just keeps going down the family to the siblings, and then down the family to their children and their children. So it will always be in the family. So I'm not sure what's signing these deeds and all this.
What deed?
Yeah, what
They
deed?
have to sign the deed. Okay, when someone dies, your mom and daddy die, and that property then goes to you and your siblings. If any siblings die,
You know, so this is getting it all murky and muddy. Why didn't they never had to sign a deed before. They've been living there for what, 70 years? Anyway, the parents took care of it in 1959 or something. So this has nothing to do with getting the family back. I think priority number one is get the family back. Let them show the proof that, just spill the beans and tell them that, yeah, we were forced to do that and stuff. Now, I don't want to make this video real long, but this part I don't get at all. She says she's got somebody willing to pay for an attorney. But then she says, but you got to get BJ out of there because the attorney said so. What attorney? You haven't paid for one
I
yet.
have a lady willing to pay for your lawyer.
Then she should just go pay for it and get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? This part I don't get.
But she's not willing to do so if you guys aren't going to follow the rules and keep BJ away right now.
And what rules? Anyway, this part don't make sense. It kind of sounds like it's still coming from Eric. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Go ahead, lady.
What happens later on, we can work on. But for right now, you've got to follow the recommendations of the attorney.
And what attorney? Because the lady friend of yours won't buy the attorney until BJ leaves. So who's recommending? What attorney is recommending that BJ leave the property? This part I don't get at all. If you haven't gotten an attorney yet, then what attorney is telling you to have BJ leave the property?
Adult Protection Services.
The attorney of the Adult Protection Services.
You've got to get, if BJ moves her camper down the road for a little bit, that would be wonderful. We can figure her out later. Because then you guys can say, we are working on getting a house. I've already found that it's not going to be a big fancy house, but it's a lot bigger than what you're in.
Okay, now she's involved in getting the house, a new house, another house, and signing deeds and stuff. See, I think it's just getting all murky. I think if you want to help get the family back, get the family back. Get the attorney. Like I said, pay for the attorney. It's probably not that much. And first things first, get the attorney. Let the attorney sort through. Tell him what happened. Tell him why you told him about that, BJ and stuff. Tell him how you're threatened. Tell him how you're coerced. Tell him how you're blackmailed. By who. And then go from there. Let the attorney figure it out. He can, like I said, I don't think it'd be I think if they had done that right away, I think the family would be back already. Anyway. But buying a bigger, fancier house and signing deeds and stuff, I believe that's just mucking up the water. And, I'd like to know who said BJ can't be there. I don't know. We haven't gotten any straight answers from anybody. Anyway, just another, because I'm going to be rolling out more examples how Betty was coerced into getting the restraining order, and I still don't know how BJ got evicted. Somebody asked in the comments, how did she get evicted? I'm like, I don't know. Eric did it, but I don't know how. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.